Welcome to another canoe journey. This time, Hanneke and I travel 2,000 kilometers, leaving behind the rolling foothills of the Canadian Rockies and heading east, across the Great Plains through endless forests into the heart of the Canadian Shield. Our destination this time is a place I've wondered about for years, Quetico Provincial Park. While doing some internet sleuthing, there seems to be some mystery surrounding the name of this place. But there should be no mystery. Elders from the Gakajiwanang Anishinaabe Nation tell us that the name Quetico comes from the Ojibwe word, Gwetaming, a word that speaks not just of a place, but of a way of seeing. They say that this word refers to a sacred understanding, a deep respect for the land and the spirits that dwell within it. At the heart of the park lies Quetico Lake, a place revered by the Gakajiwanang people. Elders tell stories of strange, unexplained happenings there, events that can only be understood through spiritual knowledge, through the quiet teachings passed down for generations. This lake is not just water and shoreline, it is alive with spirit. It is powerful, and we are told to approach it with humility, to be mindful of the sacred presence it holds. A vast protected wilderness in northwestern Ontario, Quetico spans nearly 5,000 square kilometers of lakes, rivers, and forest. There are no roads, no fishing lodges, no cell towers, only water routes and portage trails carved into the land by centuries of travel. For thousands of years, these waterways have been used by the Anishinaabe people, whose stories still live in this land, in the rust red pictographs painted on stone, in the echoes of loons across misty lakes, and in the feeling you get when the silence settles around you like a second skin. Quetico is a true backcountry experience. Over 2,000 interconnected lakes, hidden campsites, challenging portages, and the kind of solitude you would only find far from the modern world. So why Quetico, instead of my usual hotspots such as the Churchill River, Atikokan, or Woodland Caribou Provincial Park? In a word, wildfire. Once again, the words ruling the airwaves and news articles coming out of northern Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario were the dreaded dry, windy, fires, hot, soon to be followed by even more dreaded words, such as evacuation, closed, bans, destruction. Obviously, as tourists, we had much less to worry about than locals, who were losing their forests, properties, and even their lives. But I quickly realized that planning a canoe trip into any of these areas was the height of foolishness. Somehow, over the past 30 years of canoe tripping, I have never gone into the very heart of Canadian canoeing. I simply thought Quetico was too far away from me, despite the drive being very similar in time to one we've done many times, all the way to WCPP's remote entry points.
Oriana Lake parking lot.
My younger brother did a 5-day trip to Quetico in 2024, and after quizzing him for details, I realized that I was sick of traveling burnt landscapes, and I craved a trip that would remind me of the good old days in woodland caribou. I remember 15 years ago when the forests of WCPP were green and the portage trails wound their way through cool shadows, instead of over heat blasted open rock and blackened, shriveled matchstick forests.
Man, this is just, honestly, gross.
After a brief overnight in the hamlet of Cairnport, Saskatchewan on Thursday night, we continued the long drive to the small town of Atikokan in northwestern Ontario.
Well, here we are, Atikokan. Staying at the White Otter Inn. Beautiful morning. Just waiting to go to the park office and finalize our permits and watch a video on how to hang a bear bag, I think, instead of how to bear a hang bag. We'll figure out language at some point, hopefully, in the trip. Beautiful morning, calm morning. Definitely wish I was paddling already on that big Pickerel Lake, but I am going to look for coffee and see if I can pick up a spare paddle, since we forgot to pick that up at my brother's house when we picked up the canoe in Winnipeg. So, over and out.
Located about 220 kilometers west of Thunder Bay, Atikokan sits along the Atikokan River in the heart of Ontario's wilderness. The town was established in 1900 as a divisional point on the Canadian Northern Railway, and its name comes from the Ojibwe word for caribou bone. Its population is around 2,800 people. Historically, the town boomed in the 1950s with iron ore mining at Steep Rock Lake. This massive project drained the lake to access ore beneath it, a feat that was once considered the largest inland engineering project in the world. Today, Atikokan's economy is more diverse. The Atikokan Generating Station, converted from coal to a biomass plant in 2014, is North America's largest of its kind. The forestry sector remains strong, and the town is also a hub for healthcare, education, and retail. Of course, Atikokan is a gateway to Quetico Provincial Park, and as such, it is the perfect place to spend an evening or two before your canoe trip. We stayed at the White Otter Inn, only steps from the ranger office where we had to complete our registration in person the following morning.
Souris River canoes. Very cool. Ha! Nice big shop. Just at the park headquarters in Atikokan. Getting our permits.
Once a friendly Tina was done confirming and finalizing our registrations, we got a waterproof permit to carry with us, another requirement which we did get asked to produce by a ranger while on our trip, so make sure you take this with you and know where it is when asked. And then, we were off.
Here we go. Hopefully we can find Stanton Bay. How are we feeling?
Good.
Excited, nervous?
Nervous, excited.
Nervous, excited. It's a good feeling.
Since this was somehow my first time to Quetico, I couldn't go wrong with pretty much any route I picked. My planned 200-kilometer loop would take us south out of Stanton Bay and then west through the huge Pickerel Lake. From there we'd go up through Mariana, Jessie, and Oriana into the mythical Quetico. After the infamous 1,440-meter Badwater Portage, we would travel through Badwater, Fair, Yore, and Boulder Lakes into another giant lake, Jean. From Jean, we planned to tackle Burntside, Clare, and Bentpine Lakes before exiting Bentpine Creek into yet another huge body of Quetico water, this time Sturgeon Lake, and yes, there are reportedly sturgeon in here. From Sturgeon Lake, we would spend a day in Russell, checking out the Chatterton Falls before heading back to Pickerel Lake via the Pickerel River through Oliphant, Fern, Bud, Beg, and Bisque Lakes. It wasn't an overly aggressive plan for a 14-day trip, but it wasn't exactly a sit-around and relax trip either.
Okay, Stanton Bay Road. Let's see how this compares to our woodland caribou. Kind of looks similar. We're certainly picking a good day to start. This road is in great condition too. Stanton Bay access. I said 4 cars, and there's only 2. That is your 50th birthday present.
What? Oh, a purple. Holy cow. Why is
Turn it over.
What?
What's your name? And that's why I was laughing when you bought purple pants, because I'm like, I bought her a purple paddle. I don't know what's going on with the color purple, but...
Very nice.
Paradise. A beckons.
So, when you pee.
Okay. See you later, truck. And parking lot. Into the wild we go. And we're off. Stanton Bay. Huge Pickerel Lake. We are going in that way on the right and out from the slight left. 2 weeks from now. First Quetico fish. Another lake trout. 3 minutes later, another hookup. This one feels a little bigger. Laker number 5. Long Island just ahead on the left.
Look, we're birding back.
Yeah, there's a few bugs in here. Probably another Laker. What would that be, 4 or 5? So, babe?
We came from there.
Yes. First day?
Yeah, amazing.
Really good. Mosquito Point. I have seen a few mosquitoes,
There are a couple.
but it's not bad. Yeah, I love the way it's kind of exposed to a breeze tonight. That is where we're going tomorrow. Big open site. It's heavily used, but I can see why people like it. We won't be having a fire tonight, but we do have a perfect tent site. I think I got my first Quetico bass. See if I can get him to jump. He's pulling like a bugger. Yeah, there he is. A little bit eerie. Huh. Grand slam on Pickerel Lake. Bass, pike, lake trout, pickerel. Day one. Welcome to Quetico. Thought he was a lake trout at first. Woo!
Nice.
Hun has something on. It's not nothing.
You don't see it, do you?
Nope. Beautiful morning. Day 2 dawns. Pretty good sleep actually. Both of us. So, good start. Today we head south to Oriana. Nice camp. I'd give it 4 stars.
Yeah.
Not 5 because the landing is kind of shite. Portage to Maria Lake out of Pickerel.
Rocky.
We're gonna have to get our feet wet for sure.
Yeah.
It's just the water's too low. Maria Lake on the other side of the highway. Portage out of Pickerel. Beautiful morning, easy portage, 300 meters. Maria Lake. Nice little lake. 770 between Maria and Jesse. Excellent trail. Like, definitely nothing to complain about, especially when dry. I could see when wet, it's going to be a little streamy and the corduroy will be slick. We don't even need the corduroy for the most part now. But the bugs, you're portaging beside a creek and you know it. Jesse Lake. Long, narrow lake, and we'll be against this wind the whole way, but that's all right. Hun with a fish on Jesse Lake. Yeah. One of the 4 or 5 star sites on Jesse. We're gonna stop in and check it out. 5-star site on Jesse. Lots of room for tents. A little heavily used, but staying a little bit deeper here. I don't know if that's gonna last. On second fish on Jesse.
Yeah, nice fish.
Just a little walleye.
That's nice.
Yeah. Getting to the end of Jesse and looking for the portage towards Oriana. Short little pullover, not marked on the Chrismar map, but 20-30 meters only. There's no way we're getting down that bony creek. Navigating a short section of very shallow creek between Jesse and Oriana. Looking a little bony. Good portage though. I was expecting a bit of a nightmare based on a review on Paddle Planner, but I mean, it's long. It's almost all downhill on the way to into Oriana from Jesse. Compared to Woodland Caribou, this is a dream so far. We'll see if it continues, but just having shade on a 700 meter portage is something you don't realize you have until you lose it. In a park like Woodland on a 30-degree day, portaging through burnt forest, whew, that is hot, hot, hot. This is quite pleasant. Oriana looks very low to me. I don't know what normal water levels here are, but well, we got lunch on the stringer in Oriana. We actually had a double hookup, but Hans got off while I was trying to get mine off and keep it It's much more stressful when you want to keep the fish. And there's our 4-star site awaiting us. This is a Cadillac site, no doubt about it. Well used, but honestly, not bad. Like no garbage or anything, just very well used. Lots of tent sites and lots of room to explore there out on the water, lots of shade. Gorgeous. Trolling after supper. I don't think we've caught anything yet, have we?
Not yet.
No. Beautiful calm day on Oriana. We're going to head to Quetico Lake today. And we're going to see how far we get on Quetico. Chance of thunderstorms later today. Hopefully not too much lightning in these dry conditions, but not much we can do about that. So a couple short portages into Quetico Lake. We'll see how far we make it. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Birds are going nuts. They do this from about 4, maybe even earlier. It does help you get up though, because you feel like it's morning for hours before you actually get out of bed. In the water by, what time did I say it was? Around 7. Just coming up to a narrow part on Oriana where we go around a big island that basically cuts right through the lake. You can see how low the water is. Short little 100-meter portage. I think this is Oriana Creek, but I'm not sure. But we're on our way from Oriana into Quetico. Very nice forest portage. End of the second portage from Oriana to Quetico. A little longer than the last one, but probably not much more than 150, I would think. I'm already wearing the bug shirt more than I have on any other trip, and it's only day 3. These things are an absolute treasure. We're already done our portaging for the day, so just a nice long paddle on Quetico now. Quetico Lake. Smooth as glass. That's awesome. People here don't know how lucky they are to paddle an unburnt landscape. Ooh, this is a monster. It's actually hard to reel him in.
Nice.
And he took a lot of line.
Come on.
Nice little 5-star site on Quetico Lake for lunch. And there's a bald eagle flying off. Nice 5-star site on Quetico Lake. We're not staying here because it's only 11 o'clock. We're going to try to paddle another 8K. Hopefully the wind doesn't get too much stronger than it is right now. So far the wind has been fantastic. We made it. Right here, babe. Oi, oi, oi. That was a little much.
That was a lot.
We just did 2 days in one. And the last little bit was hardcore paddling, but yeah, we're all a little tired. My shoulders literally didn't have the strength. Probably put the tent site somewhere back there. Pretty sweet site on Quetico Lake. Nicely set up under the pine fir. Look up at home what that is. Nice long needles in there. And I think there's cedar here, which is very, very interesting. I think it's white cedar, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Hard at work at camp after a two in 1 day paddle. Nicely in the wind so we can avoid bugs. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting. Just an example of how quickly the weather changes around here. We're on Quetico Lake. We bucked a strong wind getting here after being this calm in the morning. And like 5-10 minutes ago, there was 1.5 foot waves here and quite strong winds. And now nothing. Changes very quickly. Tree sap on the feet. With a thunderstorm rolling in. Hopefully not too much lightning and plenty of rain. Eating supper and listening to the rumble of the oncoming storm. I wish I could say this haze was rain, but it is real thick forest fire smoke. You can smell it. Not loving that. We got some thunder kicking off. Okay, there she blows. Wow. There we go. Now it's raining. Quickly put the rain pants on. Yeah, it's pouring now. Good, we needed it. Perfect. Hopefully it does this most of the night, to be honest. A little less wind might be nice, but can't really be fussy. 4th day morning on our deluxe campsite on Quetico Lake, the west end, I believe. A little bit of lingering smoke and haze in the air, but we got pretty good rain last night. I mean, not huge amounts, but definitely welcome. I mean, technically we could take today off, but we're gonna do the 1,400 meter Badwater Portage into Badwater Lake. And hopefully the deluxe site on that lake is free. So far we've been lucky with sites. It really hasn't felt busy at all. We passed a few parties on Quetico Lake way back, but that's it. Just trolling out of the west end of Quetico Lake. Badwater Portage. We did one carry about 950 meters. Now we're going back for the rest of the gear, and then we'll kind of leapfrog it just to give ourselves a bit of a break. I mean, first impressions of this portage is beautiful, amazing. Quetico West Arm, I think, or West Bay they call it. Badwater Lake, Hun, mosquitoes, Badwater Trail. Both ends of the trail are rocky, like stream beds. Old stream beds, or maybe in high water they are streams, I don't know. But with a little bit of rain overnight, it is a little bit treacherous. Other than that, delightful. Blowing down Badwater Lake to camp on that point in the far distance there. Couple K. Neat little cliffs near camp on Badwater. No pickerel for lunch, unfortunately, but hey, can't win them all. Uncaught a fish in Badwater. So tent site on Badwater, beautiful, long way from where we docked. It's a nice high site. I wouldn't rate it 4 or 5. I'd rate it 3.5 because the tent sites are not that sheltered or that flat. I found this one way off. And here's the kind of fire pit oven site. Now, again, nicely situated for views, but for weather, not the best. Woohoo! Massive pike just off camp. Ooh, this bad boy stole my jig, so I threw a spinner out. He is big. Oh, nice cast for the vid. Out after supper. Of course, just when we needed him for supper, a nice fat walleye. That's okay. Seven in the morning, exiting Badwater Lake towards your lake, I guess. Is it your lake? Yeah, Fair Lake and then your lake. Yeah.
Fern Lake and then your lake. 2 portages into Fair, 1 into your.
Little manky portage out of Badwater Lake towards Fair into an unnamed. This is kind of manky right here. You got to balance across a lot of logs. And the logs are kind of hard to spot. Yes, and this portage is a little tricky from the Badwater side. I mean, it's actually not. When you're paddling up to the bay, it's on your right, not left. There, look for this thing. Yeah. Well, babe, good thing you did laundry yesterday. Fair Lake. Steep little up and down from unnamed into Fair. Easy to find though, and a nice trail actually. Nice little walk in the forest. We're on Fair Lake looking back at the portage to the unnamed towards Badwater. Here's Fair Lake. Very interesting submerged trees here. Heading into the short portage between Fair and your lake. Let's see if we can find it. So big beaver dam blocking the outflow from Fair Lake. So this thing is, we came here and we're like, this looks really high compared to every other lake we've been on. Yeah, that is your lake. That's because we're gonna drift down it. This is the upwind side. Short portage. I could see that this could become a bit of a nightmare in certain scenarios, but for us it's not too bad. A little boggy, but I mean the beavers have completely plugged this stream up, so helps on the bog front anyway. Whew. Good thing we didn't eat that extra food on the drive in, or we would not have made that. We're not out yet. Okay, this cannot be this hard.
Are we gonna go left?
Yes.
Go.
Okay. Left. Let's get out of here. Okay, how many more can we hit? I'm guessing 1 or 2. Nice. Nice. Heave ho. Heave ho. Okay, that's a little manky. It's from the Your Lake side. Wouldn't want to hit that in any lower water. I think we earned our coffee, babe. Whew. Boulder Lake. Nice portage. Mucky at either end. This used to be 2 shorter ones along the creek, but I have a feeling it must have been pretty manky for them to cut this one in. It says 660. Felt a little longer than that, but that could just be me. But lovely portage, freshly cut, lots of room on either side so you can carry bags and stuff. That's what you're avoiding on the longer portage trail.
You go first.
Just go right in the muck. How is it there?
Not bad.
Can you get in?
Yep.
Nice. Boulder Lake, en route to Jean. Entering Jean Creek. Three portages to Jean Lake. Little unnamed lake on the way from Boulder to Jean. Starts a little manky, but very easy, short portage. Huge jam here, beaver dam. Nice. Jean Creek, on our way to Jean Lake. Good part is we can probably just load out of the canoe depending how deep you sink there. Yeah, through that. 200, 220 meter portage into Jean Lake, down Jean Creek, which is looking fairly anemic right now because of the beavers. They've really built up the lakes between here and your lake. Jean Lake. Nice, babe. All right.
8K down the line?
But I do see white caps, so we're gonna need the life jackets.
Yeah.
Smashing the Lakers. Pull them my way, babe. Yeah. Ah, much better. Probably going like 7, 8K an hour. One's got another one. Yeah, I know, they pull hard. I'll be switching lures, I'll tell you that. Okay, good stuff, hon. Oh, I think this is where our tent's going though.
Here?
Yeah, because it's protected.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get thunderstorms tonight. This is so nice. Massive 2-foot rollers, at least, maybe 2.5 foot. Oh, the Souris River rode them like a champ. But right by camp, off the point here, was a massive number of huge rocks right under the surface that we had to float through. And that was a little bit disconcerting, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's Jean Lake. Beautiful day, a little windy. Walleye and hash brown supper. How is it?
Delicious.
Yeah?
No, honestly, it's so good.
Good. My makeshift elevator for the frying pan so I don't burn the fish is my windscreen, which is very thin aluminum. With a titanium pan, it's a delicate process. You do not want to go too quickly, but it works. There we go, little bass. Man, Jean Lake really does have it all. Walleye, Lakers, pike, bass. A little bit of everything in Jean. Now I have a pike. On the same jig, I just caught a bass on. And my third species along this shore. Nice chunky walleye. First cast with this thing. These bass just go nuts for these jitterbugs. Insane. Beautiful calm morning on Jean Lake. Just had a little bit of rain around 6:30. Ducks flying by. Beautiful calm day. Putting off on a gray morning on Jean Lake. Going to Burntside. Just hammering fish on Jean through the narrows. There's a bass. Haha, perfect. Now we're good. Start of the 400 between Jean and Burntside. Beautiful morning, just had some rain. Just paddled, I don't know, 6-7K. As others have stated, the portage between Jean and Burntside is a highway. Very nice. Even after just getting rain, I was a little worried about how slick it might be, but it's not bad. The birds are definitely loving the rain we got, as are we. Hopefully take care of some of the fire situations. Welcome to Burntside. Very peaceful morning here. On with a fish on Burntside.
Okay.
Nicely done.
It's a nice, decent size.
Hardly counts as a fish though, it's a pike.
Why don't we like pike?
Let's watch Hun catch a fish. That's called the side toss. 60% effort. But the day is young.
Could get worse.
Oh, look at that glass smooth lake there. Thinking that must be a site right there, eh? In front of you. Just heading into the creek towards Clare Lake. Battle with the creek in the rain. Sounds fun. I haven't had to use my saw yet.
Sure, you have not.
That's unheard of.
I don't think the situation where the saw comes in here.
Well, I can't even cut firewood. I know, I'm like, why do I have time at camp? Usually I'm busier.
You're clearing the site and then you're cutting down log.
A little bit of confusion along the creek here. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a portage, but then the trail kind of just takes off in the wrong direction. So I don't know. We're gonna bumble our way through, see what happens.
No woodpecker.
Canadian bug shirts for the win. When you're in this poo.
Yeah, the portage might be coming up right here.
Hey, that's two portages down.
If that wasn't.
Yeah. No sense. Yeah, that's good, babe. It wasn't easy to find, but having the clue on paddle planner definitely helped. That rock right there, rock face, just before a little pond that runs into Clear Lake. Yeah, then it's pretty obvious if you're looking for it. Nice little paddle till then, after the first portage that really wasn't. Clear Lake. And the thing is, the bugs are relentless, so easy little 200. It didn't really even feel like 200, to be honest. But trail crews haven't been through here yet, but it's not a problem. These bug shirts, absolute necessity on this trip. What we do is we just spray the crap out of our hands and wrists for mosquitoes. And this way you don't have to spray it all over your face and your arms. And we just wear them without shirts underneath when it's warm. So they breathe really well. Whew. Clear Lake. Potentially a campsite somewhere on here. I gotta get this hood off before looking at your hood.
Oh, I know, I can hear them. I'm ready to take it off for you.
I might just spray my face. Yeah, this is kind of my second guess. Might be more to the right, though, yeah.
Like right there?
Yeah. And I even see some blazes after saying there's no blazes. Yep, this is definitely it. Nice. Wow, this is a heck of a climb from Clare to Bentpine. I mean, thank goodness for a trail, but whew, that is a climb, even for a mountain guy. Whew. Bentpine. Well, we earned this one. Definitely can't use the word manky, but it's an involved portage trail for sure, and hasn't been maintained probably in a while. So I'm gonna potentially cut a few branches / trees out of the way. I don't want to cut anything too big. The parts that are nice, but it has a lot of elevation gain from the Clear Lake side. A lot of undulation. Kind of disappears at one point in the bog. But other than that, it's great. This is the steep climb from a bit of a boggeroonies, but it is a well done trail. I enjoyed the engineering aspect of it more than the walking aspect. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be fun with a canoe on the head. Definitely got me sweating in these silly rain pants, but they were nice in the creek. Oh, there comes Hun. So that section's a little manky through there, but it goes. Bentpine, baby! And blue skies. Monster pike. 10-pounder at least, maybe 12. This is what, the 6th fish in about 10 minutes on Bentpine. Unbelievable. Well, this is our home for a couple days, day and a half.
Oh, I like.
Very nice little 4-star site on Bentpine. Nicely shaded. Be good for the sun tomorrow. We're gonna stay here for a rest day. Gorgeous site, actually. Catches the afternoon, evening sun pretty nice. Only criticism really is no good like rock jutting out into the water, but I've already caught bass, pike. Yeah, I'm gonna get wet. You bugger. That's a nice size again. Man, you and the bass, dude. This lake is definitely loaded with bass. Hammering bass. It's a nice size one. You can feel it by the way he's biting. They're just hanging out by those rocks. He's pulling us out there. Sun is just smashing them now. 2 in a row.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Perfect. There we go. Oh, yeah. Perfect. No. Still. We've lost count. It's insane. It's actually getting a little stupid at this point. Another double hookup. This is about 20 seconds after the last one. Heading back to camp after, I don't know,
40 fish.
a lot of fish. Yet another Bentpine smallmouth bass. This is a good size one too. Morning bass on Bentpine. We're trying to catch walleye, babe. Double hookup. We're gonna get our workout today.
8 and 9.
That's a nice size. Bring them up. There we go. Nice size fish. So that was number 16?
Yep.
You're 17. Yep.
I knew it, I'm like, they're definitely in there. Did you do that on a rock somewhere there?
You know what's funny? If they get off, I just leave mine on the surface. And then they just nail it again. Okay, so this is number 3 dozen.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest one we've caught yet. That is a big smallmouth bass. Smallmouth bass action at night. Just fishing the shoreline with topwater lures. Thousands of these things. It's almost a little bit like a plague in this lake, to be honest, but it's a fun one. Probably one of the biggest ones I've caught.
Oh, yeah.
5:23 in the morning, paddling out of Bentpine. 50 more bass?
Well, we probably would.
Oh, I think we probably would too. Just counting our gear. We got the camera case, we got Scully, we got your pack, tackle box, 3 other packs.
I think we got it all.
Okay, let's see what today brings. March Lake. Nice little short. I don't even think it feels like 120, to be honest. Out of Bentpine, heading towards Sturgeon Lake today. Huge Sturgeon Lake. March Lake. Bentpine Creek. Nice little portage. This one might be, I don't know, 120, maybe a little more. It does actually. I agree. 100%. Got up early today. 4:30, I think, Ann?
Yep.
4:30. Forecast of a little stronger winds today, and Sturgeon Lake is huge. We still have a rest day in the bank, so the plan is to get as far up Sturgeon as we can. And then it's looking like quite a bit of rain this afternoon and overnight and even tomorrow, so it's good for the fires. Oh, that was a nothing burger. Someone did tear that out though, thankfully. Thank you to whoever did that. Third portage of the day, not awake yet. Beautiful little portage though along the creek. Definitely growing in a bit, but the trail is still very, very good. Yeah, lovely portage right along the creek. Look at that. Doesn't get any lovelier than that. It's the end of Bentpine Creek towards Sturgeon Lake. Missed the start of this portage because we were looking on the right side of the creek. I should have looked on the left for the logging peavy and rock cairn that were right there. But just as we were pulling in, a huge otter, like seriously the size of a coyote, bounded down the trail and dove off the rock and started bobbing his head looking at us. I don't know where he is now, but yeah, here's that logging peavy and cairn. Welcome to Sturgeon. Inland sea. Huge Sturgeon Lake. The problem is you can't dig in too much because you got to go for 4 hours. Yeah, I agree. 100%. He doesn't realize I've already let him go. Beautiful campsite on Sturgeon, about halfway up. It was such a nice site, we decided to call it a day. This is quite the site, especially now that the sun's come out for a little bit. You could definitely fit a lot of tents here in varying degrees of comfort. The nice part about this site is that there's a lot of fishing shoreline. Well, I woke up this morning around 6 and we were going to maybe make a dash for the north side on Sturgeon if the wind and rain conditions were optimal. They are not, because it's raining now. It's about 6:30 in the morning and just that cold, settled rain. I should of course point out that Quetico landscape was craving this rain. Definitely. This is much needed and very, very thankful for it, despite the fact that it's going to keep me in camp for a day. We have made the decision. Going to the north end of Sturgeon. Bit of a quick rush away from camp because we saw clearing skies a bit. Light winds on this huge lake. We're going to try to make the north site. Paddling a little section of Sturgeon Narrows here. A little burnt section of shoreline. It's hot and humid right now. Sight is in sight. We've only been paddling for an hour, babe. That's 7K an hour that we were paddling. Holy cow. Well, that explains the sweat. Yeah, thanks to the wind. Should definitely point that out. Tiny bit of sun before Armageddon again. But we are snug on our sight. So, not too much to complain about. Birds are happy, forest is happy. Perfect rain, actually. Perfect. Exactly what we needed. Walleye fry. Oh, caught from camp this morning when I thought we were going to stay at that camp. 3-star camp. Some dude was sitting snug as a bug in a rug on our 5-star target site, but just a little further down the lake, basically right beside him. All works. Can't really see him, can't hear him. It's like we're on our own again. Very humid, a little bit of rain on the tarp now. We timed it perfectly, I think. So, yeah. A rare respite moment. A little bit of sunlight on a very gray day. Five o'clock in the morning. Getting ready to leave for Russell Lake. Glass on Sturgeon. Paddling for the 400-meter mountaineering portage into Russell.
You going straight?
Yeah. Just cut a pretty big tree. Cut the branches out of the way on the mountain climb between Russell and Sturgeon. For some reason, this trail is not maintained, or hasn't been, for a little bit. So I am going to maintain it a little bit. Definitely a little more treacherous doing this after a day of rain, but you're climbing up the steep part, so it's a little better than going down it. This doesn't help with a steep, nasty portage and right on slick rock. So I'm not sure how much I can do here, but I'm going to try to do something. There. That's how you do it.
Nicely done.
Cut them out of the way. That's the start of the route. But it's considerably easier now. Russell Lake. Medium size. But it's round, so wind from anywhere is bad. Nice. Some scene, actually. Chatterton Falls. Checking out a little trail here beside the falls. See where it goes. Lovely day on Russell Lake by Chatterton Falls. Here's another site right by the falls. It's small. Tent site's a little bit on an angle, but other than that, it's pretty nice. Beautiful day again. This is the landing. It's my one niggle with the site is that it's perfect on a calm, beautiful, clear day because it's elevated. But north wind kind of day. Two good tent sites maybe. I don't think it helps that we did the 400-meter mountain climb into Russell. We thought we were done with climbing. But it does have quite the view. It's a nice camp because it has lots of room to walk and explore. One thing that makes it not so great, very exposed, especially to west wind, which is exactly what we're getting. Although it was just calm and then it was awesome. So another gray, windy day, wind all night. Can't get the weather this morning, so it's that kind of day. Tried twice, service isn't responding. So we're just gonna go. Let's get what we get. Go from Russell to Oliphant. Hopefully it's not in a cold north wind with rain. Well, it's gonna be in a cold wind, but hopefully not rain. Just coming up on the 80-meter portage on the Russell Rapids. So far just some current and ripples. Russell Rapids doesn't look too bad. We hadn't done it before, so like even on the way up, so just wasn't sure where it'd be rocks and stuff like that, so no chances for us. We're just doing the quick and easy highway portage. So you want to go the longer way then?
No.
Wow. Nice paddling day. You want to paddle longer? No, no, hard pass.
That's not, I just like to, okay.
Caught a bass, Russell Rapids. Back on Sturgeon. 2 days later, 3 days later, back on Sturgeon still. Crazy lake. Apparently Oliphant is windless. Well, on this side. And there must be an elephant somewhere in here. Must be someone's last name or something.
Oliphant.
Nice, nice portage, open. Nothing really to talk about. It's a highway. 4-star site on Oliphant. We're not staying here. We were going to, but it's a gray, cool day, so we're like, why not keep going? So we'll try to make Fern or Beg or some other lake. Yeah, you must have a nest here. Sorry, we'll be through in a second. It's all good. 950 along the Pickerel River between Fern and I guess Oliphant. Yeah, very pleasant walk. It's funny how 1 kilometer portage can feel like less than a 450. Yeah, the trail comes nicely up to the river in a bunch of places. Little section of wider river along the way. My old government topo base map has 2 portages along this section. I think they paddle that pond to my left. Pickerel River, done the 960 or whatever it was. We're now coming out towards Fern Lake. Coming in hot. And 5-star site on Fern, the easternmost island. A little exposed to the west winds, but we tucked ourselves right in. Oh, it's too bad we can't have fires. Any site where you can tuck yourself in for pretty much wind from any direction, that's where you want to go. Lots of room to walk around. Yeah. Wind completely died down. Sun's starting to poke through now, thankfully. It's been like 4 days since we had any meaningful sun. You can hear the Pickerel River coming in to Fern Lake. And this should be called Bentpine Campsite because that white pine tree is very interesting shape. Haha! Some bass action on Fern Lake. Nice, huh? A little more bass action. Yep. Fine, babe. Yeah.
I just don't want to get sticky.
Beautiful clear day, finally. Another clear day. Took us a while. It's a rest day. Only our second full rest day, actually. So, high of 21. We're gonna do some pickerel fishing, bass fishing. Yeah, it's very shallow, eh? I mean, that sounds like a proper falls. Very shallow, but we'll see. Yeah, I know, I don't disagree. It seems a little deeper here at least. As we blow down the lake. I'll get us in there. Windy day on Fern Lake. Hoping it calms down yet after supper. I mean, the wind is supposed to completely switch directions for the next little bit, so guess we'll see about that. Pretty much stuck at camp. I mean, we could go out and fish, but we already caught our walleye for lunch, so we're kind of waiting for it to calm down a little bit, maybe. Beautiful last morning in Quetico. We're heading out today. It's just the way the days worked out and the weather worked out. Technically it's a day early, but had to give ourselves an extra day on Pickerel because it's a huge lake, and it just works out that the first day is better weather. So that's the day we go. Impressions of Quetico. Well, they're pretty darn good, other than the fact that it's probably, I don't know, 8-10 degrees right now. It's freaking cold. Yeah, I mean, my first thoughts are pristine canoe wilderness. I mean, even compared to Woodland Caribou, which definitely has less people in it, we've seen about 6 or 7 parties, which is not much. we've gone, 10 days in woodland caribou without seeing another soul. But we did go 3 or 4 days without seeing anyone when we were a little bit deeper into the park, a little bit more off the week-long routes. Portage trails are great. The fact that it's not burnt is amazing. I didn't realize how a little bit depressing it was to actually be going through all those burn areas all the time and just stuck in the burn all the time in woodland caribou. So Quetico's definitely more pristine that way. They don't realize how lucky they are, even just to have portage trails that are relatively open. Fishing was really good. I'd say anytime we needed walleye, we got them. Bass fishing was out of this world. Hundreds of bass, like just ridiculous numbers of bass. Scenery, awesome. Less wildlife than I expected. We didn't see a single moose, no bear, no caribou, wolves, nothing. Last year in woodland caribou, Casey and I saw 8 moose one morning. Like dark, big, beautiful black moose, like just gorgeous animals. And I would never call a moose gorgeous normally, so I think they're hideous looking animals, but these ones weren't. And none of that here at all. Bald eagles, lots of swans. Ducks, obviously, tons of birds just because the forest isn't fried again. Nice waterfalls. Lovely campsites, again, because they're not in a burn, so there's lots of choices there. Overall, A++. Quetico's an amazing place. Oh, and no lodges, no motorboats. Not a single lodge, not a single motorboat, which also you definitely don't get in woodland caribou. You almost always see motorboats, and you definitely go past a bunch of lodges, and none of that here. So, kudos. Amazing. Great place to visit, and I'll definitely be back. Last day in Quetico. Short, easy portage out of Fern Lake towards Pickerel, or it's Beg, or one of those lakes. Not sure why it's not marked as the distance in the Chrismar map, but I'm measuring it now. I think it's got to be about 100 meters or so. Bud Lake. It's a dad joke for courtesy of Hun. Way too early for that shit. It's kind of a neat little channel going down the Pickerel River here. There's a much bigger channel to the left. Beautiful morning between Fern and Bud Lakes. Portage trails are becoming highways as we get closer to Civ. Well, that's definitely a campsite there. On the right, you can see the bench. Interesting little pullover between Bud and Beg Lake. Little rapids between Beg and Bisque. Bass. Bisque Lake. All the geese aren't impressed, but we are. Pickerel Lake. Huh. There's a dam on the Pickerel River. I didn't know that. It says no trespassing, so I guess we'll have to respect that. Easy portage as expected, but definitely lots of rocks and boulders. It's an ankle buster. So yeah, overall impression of Quetico portage trails, is that they are a piece of cake compared to woodland caribou. Even honestly before the burn in woodland caribou, the portage trails there are harder. What a morning. What a way to end. 13 days ago, we left from the right and paddled to the left. Pickerel Lake, Stanton Bay. The lake is now glass. We're taking a last little break before hitting civilization. Coming to the end of the trip. Stanton Bay, portage to the parking lot straight ahead. Whew, that was a carry. Done. Another epic trip. Han, what do you think? Pound it. Yeah, it was amazing.